Hier spricht Ecki Stieg für Schatten TV. Wir sind auf dem Secret Garden Festival 2006 in Hannover und gerade auf der Bühne gestanden haben New Model Army, eine Band, die es schon sehr lange gibt, die dieses Jahr ihr 25. Jubiläum feiert. Und neben mir sitzt Justin Sullivan von New Model Army. Hello and thank you for the interview.
Pleasure.
25 years of history. I mean, New Model Army never have been a band was typical for a certain style. You always had your own style and never typical for a certain scene, but still have a big renommee. How would you see yourself in which genre after all these years?
Genre?
Or
I
style?
don't believe in genres. I think we started, I started with Stuart in the late 70s, then we started New Model Army in 1980. And we were just interested in ideas. We came from a northern soul background, and then we started going to punk concerts. And we come from but we just like different ideas. And the thing about New Model Army music, there isn't sort of one idea, and every album's been different. We try really hard not to write the same song twice. And so, the world has changed a lot since we started. We've changed, we grow up, and different people in the band. There's always new things to write about, and there's always new ideas.
Yeah. What would you say is the red line in the history of New Model Army, for you personally?
The what line?
The red line that goes one element that's typical for New Model Army throughout the whole career.
I went to a concert in 1979 by a group called the Ruts. Babylon's Burning, right, okay. In a Rut, Babylon's Burning, West 1. It's before Babylon's Burning came out, and there was 200 people in a little pub in Bradford. And in that concert, I felt everything that was wonderful and terrible and beautiful and scary and everything about being alive. Yeah. And I went out of that concert thinking, that's what I want to do. Yeah. I want to try to make people feel like I did in there. And that has never changed. I think that purpose, every time we go out, I want to make people feel the way I felt in that gig. So that's the one continuum.
I spoke to a girl downstairs after your gig, and she saw you many times in her life, and said she was very impressed by this kind of positive anger that you have. Would you say that the anger, or this positive anger, is a kind of driving force for New Model Army?
Not sure. Okay. I mean, the thing about music is that it does seem to me that bands divide themselves into bands that sing about love and hope and at the end, love and hope and dignity, and other bands that want to sing about death and drugs and rock and roll and the dark side. It's a kind of cliche, but you know what I mean? And a kind of a glory in negativity. Now, New Model Army doesn't. We refuse to subscribe to either, because I think that some mornings you wake up and you think, life's pretty good. It's a beautiful place, and everything will be okay somehow. You kind of know it in your heart, and you think, life's wonderful. It's good. And then some mornings you wake up and you think, it's all fucking shit. People are shit. We're going to destroy the world. Everything's fucking shit. And the truth is that everybody has a mixture of those things. And so in New Model Army, I think within a concert, or within an album, you have all kind of mixtures within that. And that's a more honest approach to me. Nothing's all black and nothing's all white.
You always have been a political band, or political conscious band. And I remember in 1986, you sang about Britain as the 51st state of America. I think this song today is more relevant than maybe it was in 1986 regarding the political situation.
It's relevant for England. And actually, the longer it's gone on, the more I see that song as a kind of criticism of Britain rather than criticism of America. I don't think it's, okay, George Bush has just been visiting Merkel here, but I don't think it's so true of you. You haven't got troops in Iraq, sometimes we play that song, sometimes not. But yeah, in a way, it's truer than ever, certainly for Britain.
There's one song you didn't play tonight, I think, called Fireworks Night, about the death of your drummer, Robert Heaton. Is it a song about the revelation of competition and friendship? How would you describe this song today?
I haven't listened to it. I haven't listened to it since we did it. We've never played it live. We probably never will play it live. It was kind of weird. We'd kind of finished writing the album, and then Robert died, and like, if anyone that close to you dies, you kind of feel this kind of shock for a long time. And then the next night I went to my studio and I just picked up a guitar and started writing, and I wrote it very quickly. And it was just of that moment. And everybody said it has to go on the record, so we put it on the record. But it's a difficult song, you know. But I'm quite proud of it. I think it's. Me and Robert had a complicated relationship, difficult and complicated, and obviously we made a lot of great things together. So there's a big element of love in it as well.
Well, I meant a song about competition and friendship.
Not really competition. Sort of. If we weren't working together, we were very just different kind of people, really, and we liked different kind of lives. But I think that the song has got a lot of that confusion in it.
Another song, White Light, is a story about the accident you had. Is this white light of a synonym for the accident, and maybe a kind of new life you experienced after it?
Yeah, all my friends say that I wasn't the same afterwards, and I think I was, actually. I was always kind of out there anyway, and I'm still out there. I was never scared to die before that anyway. I've never been scared of death, but now obviously I'm even less scared of death. It is, all the things you read about are true, okay? You are floating, you're warm, you're bathed in this white light. Everybody talks about the white light. It's all around you, but not like from a source like the sun or anything. It's just, and you float. And it feels like heaven. I mean, you take the best drug experience you've ever had, and you're not even close to how good it feels. It feels wonderful. And I don't know whether that's dying, because after that bit, no one knows. But the process of dying is fantastic.
Was it a sad feeling to come back to life again after that?
Not sad, really. I was angry. Yeah. I mean, it was like one of those records that starts with a distant sound and it gets louder and louder and closer and closer. And it was everybody in the room shouting. And there was this Swiss guy. It was happening in Switzerland. There was a Swiss guy trying to start my heart. And everybody in the room was shouting. And I remember coming back, thinking, why can't they ever leave me alone like that? It's like, why can't I find a moment of peace? And I don't want to come back.
Okay, the last question is, in the spring this year, you opened an exhibition in Hamm, I think, called One Family, One Tribe. Can you tell me something about it?
The exhibition is not really much to do with me. Because New Model Army used the same artist from the very beginning, Jules, then there's a great continuity in all the artwork that she's designed from the very beginning with the red circle and the logo, all the way through to every album cover. And the exhibition was mostly based around the original pieces of artwork she's done over the years for T-shirts and record designs. And in it there were some old instruments and bits of lyrics where I started writing songs and stuff to do with New Model Army. But mostly it was about that artwork. It wasn't really about the band.
Okay. Das war Justin Sullivan von New Model Army. Viele interessante Dinge. Und ich bedanke mich. Thank you very much for the interview. Das war's. Ecki Stieg für Schatten TV.